Welcome to the fourth edition of Inside the Huddle, the show where we take you beyond the game and into the lives of Alcorn State student athletes. I'm your host, Franklin Rogers, and each episode will get up close and personal, talking sports, struggles, and the stories that make our students who they are both on and off the field. Thank you for joining me today, Taylor.
You're welcome.
Introduce yourself to the people of Inside the Huddle.
Yes, so my name is Taylor Briffa. I'm from Melbourne, Australia, and I'm a freshman this year, and I play women's tennis.
Play women's tennis.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your experience before we get, start with the questions here. How was the commute over from Australia?
Very long.
Yeah.
Very, very long. Yeah, it was not great. It was like my biggest flight was 15 hours.
Wow.
So I flew to Brisbane first. It was like an hour and a half, and then I did the big Brisbane to Dallas, like 15 hours.
Where's Brisbane at?
It's like 2 hours from Melbourne.
Okay.
So Melbourne's down here and Brisbane's just a little bit further
Okay.
up. But yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah. So what
a
ocean
long
do you
trip.
fly over? You fly over the Pacific?
Pacific, yeah.
Oh, so you fly over Hawaii, past California,
Yes.
and then from left to right.
That sounds right.
Wow, that's crazy. How did you find out? So when recruiting with, like I said, how do you find out about Alcorn? But like when being recruited as a student athlete out of high school, how does places like schools in the States contact international students?
So a lot of people have agents.
Okay.
That's a very common pathway that you can take. Obviously, it's very costly, depending on who you go with. But there also is the option where you could take the risk and do it yourself. Find the schools and contact coaches and do all your videos and everything, which I did by myself.
Wow. That's awesome.
Um,
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was, yeah, a lot of hard
Yeah.
work, a lot of researching, lots of emailing, finding numbers, talking to coaches. I had multiple video chats and text messages with
Yeah.
various coaches from over the
Like
country.
like we just previously mentioned, just before the cameras got rolling, the time difference. So how does that play into a part of responding to coaches' texts, calling them?
It was a struggle. I would
Yeah.
have to get up. Well, get up pretty early.
Yeah.
So I was on call with. It's not that early, but like 7, 8 a.m. Sometimes earlier, 6:30.
Right.
To talk to coaches within their like time that they could talk.
Right.
A lot of the time, yeah, they worked around me, but like coaches are very busy all the time, so they're busy like with their work at their schools. So I would generally speak to them around like late afternoon, this in the US time.
Okay.
But yeah, I would have to go to sleep not reading messages and waking up the next morning.
Wow. So with time zones, I think there's 4 in America: Eastern, Central, Western, and Mountain. Like
Yeah.
what quote unquote, like what's the name of? Is it just Australian time zone? Like how does that work?
I think we have 2 or 3 in Australia, because the few other Aussies who are on the tennis team, I'm on different time zones to them.
Oh wow. So
Like-
Australia is bigger than what people believe it to be.
Yes, and there actually is states in Australia.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Some Americans don't.
I didn't know that until like 2 days ago. I was on with Tommy. I was talking to Tommy, and he was like, "Bro, he's like,
There's 6 states.
there's states in
Yeah.
Australia." I was like, "Oh, like, the more you know." Like America's not teaching us
Yeah.
that. That's for sure. So it has its country, it has states, and it's its own continent.
Yes.
Oh, the more you know.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to Australia. I was talking to some of your teammates.
You
I was
should.
like, "Guys,
You should.
I want to come for the summer."
Place to be. All the summers are great. Yeah.
Could you share just a little bit about your tennis journey from, the point of when you first picked up your tennis racket, when you knew you were going to play, and then all the way up until, obviously, how you got here?
Okay. So I first picked up a racket. I was 4.5.
Oh,
I
wow.
did lessons, and then when I got to about 7, I started playing like local competition, juniors.
Yeah.
Played that all the way up until I was 15, and then I started senior competition.
Okay.
Also, mind you, I was also playing tournaments at the same time, so I did my first tournament when I was 8, and
Oh,
then
wow.
I worked my way up through juniors, through under 12s, under 14s, under
Yeah.
15s. Did a few like representative tournaments
Ooh.
for states and like
So
different
is this through
areas.
school? Like, is it high school sports that gets you to this point, or is it
No.
like you're just your
So
own team representing yourself?
this is what I like a lot of Americans don't understand. It's very different back in Australia. So you guys have your typical high school sports.
Okay.
We have that, yes, in some schools, mainly the big private schools or like the sporting schools. And there's only a few of them around. I don't know about other states, but I know for Melbourne, there's like 3 main sporting schools you can go to that are dedicated just for sports, who are known for, you know,
Wow.
doing well at sport.
Only 3 in the
Only
whole.
3.
So there's always schools you can like institutions
So,
that you can go to, but you're just like there's no.
like you're a student athlete, and yeah, obviously like academics is
Wow.
big, but they're known for being really good at sports. Like
Okay.
they'll compete in nationals and whatever.
Wow.
I could have had the chance to go to one of those schools. I didn't because at the time I was still able to keep up with my school and my tennis, like in the morning and after school. Like I wasn't needing to go to a sports school that is just dedicated for that. Like my mum also, both my parents, but my mum mainly like wanted me to go to a school who was also good in academics. So yeah, I was still able to do everything else that you know, those kids who were in the sports schools could do. I was just not going to their school, so I wasn't doing the morning training they were doing.
Right.
I was still doing after school training and all
So it ended up working out for
yeah.
you.
Anyway, so yeah, I did tournaments all the way through. Like, you know, I am still playing. Like when I go home, like I'll still play tournaments.
Oh, you can't do that
Yeah.
as a collegiate athlete, which could technically like both of us are quote unquote considered like amateurs. We haven't signed like letters of intent to get paid, and I know with the landscape of NIL, I know that unfortunately y'all can't get NIL as people who are international students. You can't get NIL through the school that you're at in America. But if you go back home, I think you can play for money and you can do NIL like services and things like that. But I'm not sure how that works. I just do know that I don't think y'all can get anything.
Yeah, I don't know much about it right now, but I know that we can't.
Dang, that
Get
sucks.
it.
So what is the I gotta ask you, what's the biggest, like, coming all the way, obviously, you know, from Australia, what's the biggest cultural or lifestyle adjustment you had to make when you first arrived in Mississippi?
Oh, okay. Definitely the accent. Okay.
That's how people feel about you.
Yeah, I guess. But
How about the accents? Is it
it's
just
very deep and
Okay.
southern. Sometimes, like, I actually don't know what people are saying.
Yeah, me too, and I'm from America.
Like with you know, your accent and like a lot of other people like who are from different states, it's not that hard to understand. Like yeah, it
Okay.
sounds different, but we're exposed to so much American like TV, movies, like we get like news report, everything. Like
Wow.
so we're hearing it. You
Okay.
know, it's not like
And it's
we're
like we
hearing
all
it.
speak English. It's just the
Yeah,
way that you're
it's just
speaking
the
it.
way, that it sounds. And also definitely like Australians use a lot of slang words. So sometimes I'll say phrases and like my American roommates actually have no idea what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because you guys like also like emphasize like every letter. Like you roll your R's. Like we just go like
No.
long A. Yeah, like
You say no. That's funny.
So yeah, that was definitely a big thing. Just like the accents and just trying to like comprehend the way that people speak in
Yeah.
this states.
Well, it's, I mean,
specifically.
we use a lot of slang, different parts of slang. I think it really is a big part of social media. I think with the social media and all the TikTok and all the Instagram and the videos coming out, it really has nothing to do with the part of the country you live in. It's just like these phrases and these things that go viral, and it's like people
Yeah.
start saying them. And you had mentioned earlier that people talk faster in the
Yes.
States.
They do. I mean, I don't know if we sound fast to you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I think me personally, I speak quite quickly, but I don't know. Everyone could find that
Yeah.
different. But yeah, some Americans, like when I'm in the shopping, like going shopping, sometimes I have no idea what they're saying. I'm just like, sorry, like
Smile, just
or
smile and
sometimes they're
nod.
really quiet. They're really quiet. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, sorry,
Speak
could
up.
you like
Yeah.
repeat that? So yeah, that's another thing to get
Okay.
used to as well.
What about anything about the food?
Oh, the food is so different.
Give me one thing.
Everything has sugar in it. Way more sugar than it does at home.
Bigger portion sizes?
Definitely.
Okay. I
Yeah,
hear that like
like,
fast food restaurants
uh-huh.
serve like the cups
Like,
for small, medium, large. Like the larges are like
oh yeah.
huge compared to.
Like your mediums, like our half of that is like a small, or like even your smalls like are slightly bigger than our size of small.
Wow.
And like another thing with like the food, everyone has to have a drink with their food. Like for us, like yeah, like people get drinks, but it's not unusual for someone to say, oh
Yeah.
no,
Wouldn't your
no
mouth
drinks.
get dry though? Like you're eating a bunch of food. Like what if you're
I
eating a bunch of
mean,
chips and you're like,
I guess, but
and by a
like
drink, do you mean like a juice or a soda?
I mean soda.
Excluding water.
I mean soda.
Okay,
For
soda.
us, we
Okay,
call
okay,
it soft
okay.
drink actually. So
Okay.
that's another thing.
Yeah, soft drink, pop, soda. That's
We
kind
don't
of
say
the
pop. Oh, some people say pop,
pop.
but like
Coke.
yeah.
We'll just say all soda, just refer to as Coke.
But yeah, soft drink. Like I mean, me personally, like we only have that in our house, unless people are coming over.
Yeah.
Like we don't drink that.
I'm the same way. Birthday parties,
Yep.
celebrations, nice dinners.
And like yeah, it's definitely much easier to eat healthier at home. Like the fruits are more, I don't know, fresh.
Yeah, they look
I
real. I
find-
just see that they look realer, or they
Yeah,
look
they do.
more less processed.
Yes, everything is much more processed here.
I think Tommy had said the same thing. On our last episode, no, 2 episodes ago, we had Tommy. He was a male tennis player. Tommy's from the UK, and he had kind of previously, he had mentioned, kind of more quickly. He was just like, yeah, like the food's it's just different here.
Yeah.
I guess it takes someone to be out of the country to know.
Yeah.
I never knew. I mean, I knew the portion sizes were bigger,
Yeah,
but
much
you
bigger.
need to watch the documentary. Gosh, it's about a guy who it's about a guy who eats McDonald's 3 days a
I
week
think I've heard
for like a
this,
month
yeah.
straight. And it's what's the show called? I watched it in like some health class back, and it's a good show. It's on Netflix, and it talks
Yeah.
about how like the portion sizes in America.
Insane. Yeah.
What were your initial thoughts? What were your first couple thoughts when you first stepped foot on Alcorn State? Was there anything that surprised you about American college life or the community here?
For me, I remember when we first got here, I remember going like, oh my God, this place is so big. Like,
Really?
just the campus itself.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have seen nothing yet.
Yeah.
You've seen nothing yet. Wait until you go to Tuscaloosa this weekend.
Yeah,
you go
I know.
you're gonna be like, oh, well, I'm
I mean,
lost.
I knew from movies and like, I mean, I was here 2 years ago and we visited 3 colleges as well.
Oh wow, what states were you in?
I was in Texas.
Okay.
So we visited Texas State.
San Marcos.
Yes. Then there was a Div 2 school, St. Mary's in San Antonio. And then D3 is Trinity College.
Yeah, I've heard Trinity College.
Um,
They're purple, aren't they?
I think so.
think it's purple as well.
I
Are
think
they?
so, yeah. And I remember just seeing like the sports facilities. I'm just like, this is like insane.
Yeah.
Like coming here, like I knew it was going to be big because I've already been here. But still, like when I got here, I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, like this place is, everything's
awesome.
so spread out.
Mhm.
Like, it's so big.
The buildings and the sports complex. So were you more surprised about just how big it was, or how just just how nice it was as far as the sporting side goes? I'm sure at Texas State, they're in the Sun Belt Conference.
Yeah.
It's a bigger school than Alcorn is. I'm sure. The weight room and the gym. I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah.
you're like, oh wow, like this is probably where pros train. But really, it's every university in America has something that looks just like that.
Yeah. I mean, definitely like our weight room, I was like, I'm so excited. Like it's so big. Like it
Yeah.
looks like all the typical like American like
Mm-hmm.
universities. It has like all the school colors and the big like sign.
So the pride, you think school pride is a big
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
People flags and merchandise, and people are constantly wearing
Yeah.
gear. The more you know. Well, have you seen yourself, evolving as a person, and as a student athlete since coming to the United States? Obviously, you have it's kind of a different twist to things. You're not from America, so you have the homesickness, added times 1,000. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Being so far, I feel like you're in a completely different world.
Yeah.
How do you feel like you've taken these lessons and these hardships, and how do you feel like you've translated them into more positive outlets?
I feel like, yeah, it's definitely been hard. I mean, when I first got here, like I knew the first few weeks are gonna hit me hard, like the
Right,
hardest.
right.
Just because I have friends at other schools who did their first semester last year, and they were telling me, that it does get pretty bad sometimes. But what made it easier is that the tennis team especially, because we're spending like 95% of our time with them, it just made it easier that we all got along so well.
Right.
Especially like with like my roommates,
That's so important.
yeah. And I was just like a bit like worried. I'm like, oh, like are we all gonna click? Like I knew I would.
No, it's a huge issue, though. I get
I would
that.
get along with Amelia, because she's from Australia as
Yeah.
well. But then like the other two, I'm like, oh, how are all of us gonna work together? And like, what if we don't get along?
Mm-hmm.
But having them like has definitely helped so much.
Mm-hmm.
And like just honestly, just like going through day-to-day life, like going to class or getting up, going to gym, going to eat, going to class, like going to practice, it distracts you
Mm-hmm.
from like all the
I
hardships.
will say
as
that,
well.
yeah, your mind is so busy with the 17 million things we have to do. I definitely understand that.
And
So
like
that does
this-
make it easier.
yeah.
I get that.
And it's a new place, new
Mhm.
experience, which also helps. I'm not stuck in the same spot.
Right. You're
Um,
moving around.
Yeah, I'm moving around. Like I'm seeing
That's awesome.
different things.
So kind of,
Helps.
piggybacking off of the team,
Mm-hmm.
and thankfully you've made great relationships with your teammates. Being on a tennis team must be such a unique experience because there's only so many of you, and there's girls and guys on the same team. So you're practicing with girls and guys, which is
Yeah.
different than maybe a baseball team or a football team where it's just the guys in one locker room.
Mm-hmm.
How would you describe the team dynamic, and then how do you see yourself kind of unfolding within everyone on the team?
Well, I feel like we're all pretty, we're definitely all very talkative and very like, how do I say, like fun. Like everyone's got their own sort of like personality. One of the American boys, he's definitely like, he brings like the vibe to the team all the time.
Mhm.
And he's so funny. Like everyone, I feel like the dynamic is we can be serious. I feel like we can be serious, like when we're
There's
in
a time and a
tournaments
place.
and matches,
Mhm.
and but we also can,
Right.
enjoy everyone's company and like
I think that's the biggest
make
thing that
jokes and
we'll probably carry it past the tennis court is being each other's friends, and hopefully post grad, and if some of y'all graduate, some of y'all transfer or leave,
yeah.
I hope that all y'all stay together and
Like you
stay
don't
connected.
have to be like, not everyone is best friends with each other, but you don't have to be like everyone gets along,
Right.
and everyone's very friendly as well, and
That's awesome.
yeah, and there's
That's a
also
huge
lot
blessing.
of freshmen on the team
Right.
as well, so we're all kind of going through the same thing.
Together. Yeah.
There's the guy who transferred, so I mean, like, yeah, he's not a freshman, but he's new here too.
Right. First time seeing everything and doing
yeah.
everything, so might as well just do it together. That's how I was when I first got here. Do you notice any differences between how the sport of tennis is approached in Australia compared to the United States? Like how the how the training is, or just the recovery or the recruiting process, or just the level of competition?
It's very different. Like I said before, our tournaments work very differently. It's very common here for Americans to play tournaments every weekend.
Okay.
We don't do that. We have our own like local competition that everyone plays. In terms of like training, there's a lot of like academies here for that. The two American girls who were from Atlanta, like they were in an academy. See, we don't necessarily have academies. I mean, we have high level like clubs, but it's very much like everyone's like spread out depending on where you live. So like everyone's sort of attached to one club, but then they go and play tournaments, and you're playing against like all these other different people.
Right.
But yeah, it's the training at home. It's very much technical based, like technique.
Okay.
I don't know if that's just a college thing. I mean, college, yeah, they.
I heard someone say that it
balls
was a
and,
basketball
like,
player from Europe. I talked to it was a guy from basketball. It was like 2 years ago, and he was like, in other countries, it's more like when you go play tournaments, you're not playing 7 games in 2 days. You're not playing every single week. You're not traveling across the country. It's like you're still like learning how to like dribble at the age of like 20. Like it's more like bounce passes and chest passes. It's like you're way more like they're really breaking it down to the base. Like you're building your foundation stronger. You built your the basics. And it's just him from being from Europe. He played like, maybe it was like a season ago. He was here like 2 or 3 semesters ago. And he kind of said something similar. He was like, in other countries, like it's, you practice more than you play. Way more than you play.
I mean, whenever someone asks me this question, I always go back to when I was here 2 years ago. And I went to John Newcombe Tennis Academy for like a few weeks. And I just saw like a massive difference. Like at home, we don't have academies like that. I found it was a lot like kind of like boarding school. Like they did school and tennis and they like lived there every single day. We don't have that. It was very much, even with the training, it was a lot of like what college training is like, which I mean makes sense because that's, you know, what they want to go and do.
What you're preparing, yeah.
But yeah, at home it's very technique focused. Like yeah, we work on strategy as well, but here it's definitely like, you know, get as many balls back as you can, and you're just constantly hitting. But yeah, we're definitely no one unless you're like traveling outside the country or traveling from state to state, and you're like a really high level player. Then you're probably traveling every week or like every few weeks.
Right.
Unlike most people who are only doing tournaments when we have school holidays or when we have public holidays. Like that's what it's like. We don't have tournaments every single weekend like the Americans do.
So you feel like kids in America like want it more? Like the way they train, the way they go about their approach, do you feel like or is it more in Australia? Like do you feel like it's it's a cultural thing?
I think definitely it's a cultural thing. You know, I feel like in terms of like if you want it more, it depends on the type of person. But yeah, I find it's definitely a cultural thing.
I mean, as an international student athlete, give me, you know, some of the biggest challenges you faced early on with first time in college, first time in the States. You know, I'm sure that's a lot. What's one thing? Give me a challenge that you faced, and then give me one person that has helped you throughout all this.
Okay. A challenge was, I mean, I'm pretty independent and organized myself, but definitely just being away from my family.
It's hard.
Like, I know, like, they're always going to be there, but, like, just, like, over the phone, like, you know, just seeing them and not, you know, it's just, like, weird when they're not just...
not physically there.
Or, like, you know, they're not just in the room next to you.
I get it.
So, yeah, I was going through, like, a lot of like homesickness.
Yeah, I get that.
At the start. So definitely who helped me was, I mean, I wouldn't say one person, but all 3 of my roommates were very helpful.
That's awesome.
And I mean like
you lucked out.
Yeah.
It's such a lottery pick getting good roommates or not. It really is.
I mean like Amelia like is from the same country as me as well. You know, like, we're different people and we go through things differently, but we could definitely relate to a lot of things.
Yeah.
And then I'd say, you know, probably like Tommy as well, you know.
Yeah, the boys.
Yeah, he's been here for like a year.
So he's veteran. That's awesome.
And, you know, obviously he's international as well, so it just like
helps. He can relate.
Experiences as well and can relate, yeah.
Well, let me ask you one more question. I got one more question for you. It's kind of a bonus question.
Okay.
If you could go back and give advice to yourself before making the move to America, what would you tell your past self about adjusting to a new country and culture?
Ooh,
one piece of advice, short and simple, like what's one thing with the knowledge that you have now?
This is what you're meant to do.
Ooh.
And you deserve all your hard work, like you deserve to be here and doing what you're doing.
I love that.
Yeah, I remember when I was going on the plane, I was like crying. I'm like,
yeah, I don't know if I'm ready for this.
What am I doing?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I just like decided to hop on a plane by myself and go like halfway across the world.
You're extremely brave. You're extremely brave for that.
Yeah.
I'm happy that you're sticking it out and you're doing well and you've made new friends. Seriously, that's huge. That's so huge for you.
So
That's
yeah.
awesome. Well, Miss Taylor Briffa, I appreciate you so much coming on the fourth edition of Inside the Huddle. I appreciate you taking some time out of your day. Hopefully I'll get around to the rest of the team, but we'll have to see in the weeks to come. And for everyone watching, thank you for coming and listening to another show of Inside the Huddle, and until next week.